that is most challenging because it will take your data and rasterize it. So let me show you an example of a raster. Okay, so if you don't want to show your data in this manner, you can show a density surface. Let me make this hollow so I can show you. So we can do a geocode and then spatially join, or you can do another tool once you have point data. So let's search for a tool. Okay. We're going to search for a tool, and I'm going to click on tools here, and I'm going to type density. So when you look at your tutorials, it'll teach tutorial 8 and 9, especially 9, goes over densities, and you'll be able to use one of two tools, kernel density or point density, to count the points within a certain cell size. So I'm going to go ahead and use, say, kernel density is fine. Notice in order to use this tool, you need to have the Spatial Analyst extension on. So click on Customize and Extensions. And make sure your Spatial Analyst extension is on. So now I'm going to select the hospitals for my input. For a population field, I can weight this by maybe if I'm really interested in the total number of open beds, I can select it here. So let's run this twice. One, just looking at the actual spatial locations of the hospitals. So I'm going to call this hospital density. Okay, and it's too long, it doesn't like it. So you can see here that we have too many characters, so you need to be careful with how you name your files. Okay, so maybe I'll call it hosp_dense. Okay, click out of it, and then now the X is gone. Excuse me. For cell size, you can take the default, but later on you can decrease it by 10% if you want a smaller cell size. Okay. So let's go ahead and run the density tool to see how the density tool will show the hospital data. It shouldn't take too long. Alright. So the tool's still running. And the density surface will pop up. Anytime now. So I can look at results. I can see the kernel density tool is still running. To get to results, you can go to geoprocessing and results. Okay. So the tool is still running. Let's give it a set. Or 2 or 3. Working with ArcGIS will allow you to become a really patient person because sometimes the tools take a while to run. So we don't have a ton of data. But maybe it's time to get new computers, new processors, right? Anytime now. Try to help it out by maybe closing things that don't need open anymore. Okay, still not finished. done yet. How many hospitals are there? Let me see. Not that many. 534.
In all of California or just out of town?
All of California, like these type of, like, yeah, like medical center, hospitals, etc. So it shouldn't take that long. But we do have slow computers. Try to speed it up. Still running. Still running. Alright, so I can bring up another density surface maybe to help you out. In the meantime, show you what a density surface like this will look after it finishes running. Looking for a map that shows the density surface. So at least I want to show you how to format it. So you're going to need to learn how to format it. Deleted a lot of my maps from Google Drive, big space. This is someone else made. I don't think I have any maps here to show you, but let's see if this. It's gonna take a while. It's a lab environment, unfortunately, that makes it really slow. But if you're able to use a density surface instead of showing your data as a point, it's a lot better. So I'm trying to see if I have. I think here I have one. Well, that's a little different. So if you kind of imagine, it's going to look like this, more or less. This is a poster I had for Esri user conference. So even though this is not a raster, but you'll be able to see your data, the patterns a lot better than just putting points on a map. So it'll count the points within an area, and you'll be able to see a continuous surface of your data on the map. So sorry I don't have a better example, and sorry that this decided to run like super slow. Let me cancel it, and let's see if maybe the other tool will run better. And then I'll just try. Hopefully it runs a lot faster. seems like a good run, actually. Okay, so let me check. It seems like it may have ran. So there it is. So it ran, but it just kind of kept on circling and circling. It's a glitch. I've never seen that before. But here, this raster may not look great, but we now need to like symbolize it. So if we double click and go to symbology and symbolize this raster, so I could specify a color palette. Like say, I like using this color palette that goes from like a red, yellowish to green to a bluish. But I like the red to be on top, so I'm going to invert it. So there's a little button there to invert, and I'm going to select display background value. So I don't want to see all this stuff out here that has no value. And under display, I like to smooth my density surface. So you can select any of these continuous data by linear interpolation. And you can add some transparency if you want. I'll put 30%. And so now we can start looking at your data in a different way. So we can refine this a little bit more, and we can actually make this look a little better if we specify the shape of California as a mask. The density surface will look nicer. So it's nice. This is a better look than putting the points on the map. It shows the density in an area, okay, by using a very simple tool, the kernel density, or you could use the point density tool. So it's, here you see the California counties, and the message of the map is really simple. The majority of the hospitals are in the San Francisco Bay area, LA County, Orange County area, and down in San Diego. In a very simple way, you can summarize all that data. So this is a couple options you have to summarize data. Focus on chapters 8 and 9, 7, 8, and 9 for your analysis. During the week, I expect you to hear a lot from you in order to prep for your group presentations next week, okay? So it's 9:43 now, and class is over, so if you need to talk to me before you leave as a group or as individuals, feel free to talk to me. I'll stick around. All right, guys. If you decide to leave, have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Question, Autumn. What? Well.
I didn't think you would like follow me that bad.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll get to you. Any other questions about class, group presentation, homework?